Alright, so got the camera set up in a funky angle here, so I can't tell if you can see me. I tested it though, and you should be able to. Set the camera up this way so it'll be easier to show you what I'm going to show you. It's not a big deal, but it's something I've wanted to share with you guys for a while. And this is also something I've wanted to do for a while. I am coming to you live from my favorite pizza place in New Orleans, Theo's Pizza. I think there's 3 of these establishments now. You see behind me, this is Canal Street, and this is about 2 or 3 minute drive from my house. I could walk, but I don't because I'm an idiot. But you may see a streetcar pass behind this, or you may not. It's not a trolley. Don't come here and call it a trolley. They'll throw rocks at you. It's a streetcar. No Guinness today. Kind of burned myself out on it recently. Plus, tradition is when I come here, it's Brooklyn Lager. So good beer. I don't know if you guys have ever had it, but Brooklyn Lager is good stuff. Again, also, I don't know if you guys can hear me. They got music in here. And we are live, so there's that. Now let me turn you around. How you guys been doing? Turn you around down here to the main event, which is this right here. This is the Waterloo Companion by Mark Adkin. And I now own 2 copies of this book. The first copy is in storage, and when I went home recently, I pulled a number of things out of storage. This and the Campaigns of Napoleon by Chandler, that famous book. I wasn't able to locate, and it wasn't for lack of looking, but I have a lot of books, and there's a lot of stuff in storage to dig through. Got most of it, but was unsuccessful with those items. Found this on online at Thrift Books. It's a website, and they sell books. Working at the library, most of the donations we get, things like that, everybody thinks we can just add that to the catalog. That doesn't happen. There's a lot of criteria that has to be met, but again, rarely does that happen. So what we do is we send stuff to Thrift Books and split the profits with them from what they sell. So it's a good site, but this is it here, Waterloo Companion. The complete guide to history's most famous land battle, and they're not lying. I don't know that you can get any more complete than this. Many of you are probably sick of Waterloo, don't want to know anything about it. I've heard enough because it's overdone, but I'm telling you, if you only own 1 book on the subject, this may be the one you want. So we're looking at, and when I say comprehensive, it is extremely comprehensive. We're looking at over 420 pages. Obviously, I'm not going to flip through every page, but I'm going to give you a feel for what this entails. My little stand for when you order stuff, they give you a little stand so they know what table. And you guys know who that is? You know his name? That's who I am today. Prologue, the Eagle's Return. All right, so there's a nice little prologue, historical preface, if you will, that leads up to the goodies. Then you get section 1, which is a campaign and more historical build-up. So we're looking at 33, over 30 pages of historical preface, and then we get to the orders of battle. And it's everything. I mean, they don't leave anything out. Anglo-Allied strengths. Look at this breakdown of the Anglo-Allied army. So by now you should be getting a sense of just how comprehensive this is. And I would say this is priceless for any game designer, prospective game designer, to have on their shelf. Then we get to the French, same deal with all the breakdowns, structural organization of the Imperial Guard, a whole page, etc. And you know, a lot of books, this is the entire Napoleonic era, but this is just one battle. This is Waterloo. Anything and everything, and they do the same for the Prussians, as one would expect. Casualties at Waterloo. Section 3, Command and Control. I think I got this for about, I think I telepathically heard somebody ask how much this would cost. It's around $50, but it's $50 well spent, in my opinion. The next section would be, let's see, oh, the guy actually went to the, let's get to that, to the battlefield and took photographs. So here we go, section 4, the battlefield, including memorials. He toured the battlefield, there's a nice map, and took pictures and then superimposed explanatory notes over the photograph. So this is, of course, the battlefield as you would see it today, but again with troop positions superimposed over the photograph, which is pretty cool. And then we get to, it's lunchtime, so it's starting to get pretty busy. We get to the Huguenot Farm, nice little map of that, and a little diorama. Some pictures of the farm, La Haye Saint. And we're not even halfway through the book here. What is the next section? It is, let's see. I can't stand this song. Most of the music they play here is pretty good. But that's for me, I'm not here. Alright, let's see. French deployment, center and left at 11:30 around Huguenot Farm. And some of this is standard. You've seen it before. Section 5 goes into the infantry proper. Musket and rifle comparison, which I've come to have a healthy appreciation for rifles recently with the Napoleonic rules I've been using. The range on this thing makes them pretty deadly. Let's see, basically twice the range of a musket. Breaks down the British infantrymen's personal equipment. And on and on and on and on and on. Let's scoot ahead a little bit. There's some nice, oh, look at this. So here's an example of the 1st Battalion, 45th Line, deployed in line at the head of General Marcinet's divisional column. Other stuff, and then there's some nice illustrations in here, and we're on page 200 now. Where's the illustrations? Everybody likes that. There's some illustrations here. Huh? 95th Rifles, one of my newest, most favorite groups. King's German Legion is an interesting outfit. I'd like to read more about it. So some really nice illustrations of the various types of troops represented during the battle. And then we get, I may have a pizza coming here in a second. Now, what did I get, did you ask? I'm pretty basic when it comes to my pizza. Pepper jack cheese, that's about it. Sometimes mushrooms. I don't like a lot of dead animal flesh on it. Section 6, the cavalry. So it's all about the cavalry. And then cavalry. No, it's trust me, it's cavalry. And then we got artillery, which also goes into rocket troops. No, I don't know how effective rockets were. Probably weren't, but maybe it had a psychological effect in being used. So that's 275 pages in. Nice breakdown of artillery organization. And like I said, anything and everything you want to know about this stuff is in here. You even have layouts of the artillery deployment for the French. I don't know how you design a Waterloo game without this. I guess there's other resources, but everything in one place seems like it would be a great convenience to me. Section 8, other arms and services. Section 9, the highlights. So break down the Huguenot Farm. Nice map. Over 300 pages in. And this is still all just Huguenot Farm. Let's see, events from 7 p.m. 17th to 11:30 a.m. the 18th. And then 11:20 to 12:30, 12:30 to 1:15. I mean, just breaks it down. We're now 350 pages in. And then it goes into Ney's first amassed cavalry attack. Some more photos. After Waterloo, the fate of the commanders, which comprises the epilogue and Prussians' final assault. So in my opinion, this thing is, it is imperative that you pick this up. If you're a fan of Napoleonics, especially Waterloo, this is what you want. This is the book. It doesn't have a price on the cover here. I think this, it has a $60 price tag on it. I didn't pay that much. But that's it. That is the Waterloo Companion. I wanted to share that with you guys. Run out and buy it, and I'm gonna eat. Talk to you later.